Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to my channel. I have been wanting to film this for quite some time now. I finally have a little space of my own that is set up solely for the purpose of storing my book hoarding. I am very, very excited about it. I have a whole brand new shelf I have set up with a little futon to read on. The futon low-key sucks, but it's fine. We're not gonna complain. But I thought today what we could do is go over my bookshelf tour. I thought it would be kind of fun. I've never done one of these before, but I have watched like a few other creators who have made them, and I always really enjoy watching them. I like seeing the different types of genres that people get into, so that is kind of the plan for today. Let's get into it. Okay, yeah. At the very top, I have my favorite read of the year so far, which is Hungerstone. I tabbed the absolute shit out of this book. It had so many excellent quotes that just really hit home for me. Would recommend, will be buying the paperback of the American version as well when that comes out next year. So she gets a little display shelf there up at the top. Next shelf down, I like to think of it as like my Gothic vibes shelf. So there's like a lot of vampires, a lot of Gothicness. I have a couple of S.T. Gibson books. I have An Education in Malice and A Dowry of Blood. I don't feel like these were written by the same author because I DNF'd this book and A Dowry of Blood is like one of my favorites. We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. I have Carmilla by Joseph Sheridan Le Fanu. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Oh my god, I just read this. This is like a god tier book for me. I can't believe it took me this long to read it, and I just watched the new movie last night. I am obsessed. Blood on Her Tongue, I actually have not read, but I really want to. It's another Gothic style book. Sprayed edges are like bloody. I love that. I have Dracula. I have The Starving Saints by Caitlin Starling. I don't think this is technically Gothic. It's more of like medieval horror, but the vibes, right? The vibes. Lucy Undying. I bought this book because, sorry, sir. I bought this book because it has one of the most stunning covers I've ever seen. And then I proceeded to DNF it. But like, look at the like wolves in her hair. Like, it's a stunning book. There's a reason I haven't unhauled it yet, even though the book itself was meh. And then of course, Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. Really enjoyed that book too. So just kind of like Gothic, maybe some vampires. That's sort of the vibe of that shelf there. The next shelf we have is dedicated to my favorite horror authors. So I have, starting from the left, all of Nat Cassidy's books. When the Wolf Comes Home and Mary were both 5-star reads for me. Absolutely love them. Nestlings was still great, just not as good for me as the others. I have Rest Stop also, which is one of his short stories that's actually getting traditionally published with other stories of his. I have all of Isabel Cañas's work, so The Possession of El Badias, The Hacienda, and Vampires of El Norte. All of those are 5 stars for me. And then Rachel Harrison. So I have So Thirsty, Play Nice, and Such Sharp Teeth. Such Sharp Teeth, kind of hard to see, but my friends and I had a little bedazzling party, so that's what's going on there. She needs to be displayed. All right, the next shelf I have is just more horror in general that I have read. So going left to right, I have Brother by Anya Alborn, Pen Pal. This was a extremely freaky book. Like, if you are looking for a book that actually will terrify you, read this. And it's not super long. This was great. Fledgling by Octavia Butler. I don't know, not really horror. I DNF'd it. I did not like that book. Goddess of Filth. This is great. Super short if you're looking for like a quick read. Just kind of an interesting take on like feminism and possession. So I really liked that. The Reformatory by Tananarive Due. Philip Fracassi's Boys in the Valley. I love, love, love this book. Talk about a heartbreaking book. Come Closer by Sarah Gran. The Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix. God of the Woods by Liz Moore. That's Not My Name by Megan Lally. That one's YA, but we've got it in here. It Was Her House First. This book I thought was going to be so good because it sounds so interesting. It's like a film star dies and like she's now like haunting her house. And I just was like really bored out of my mind. So maybe like a soft DNF. I don't know. I didn't like it. Then I have my mass market paperback of Interview with the Vampire, Graveyard Shift by M.L. Rio, Final Girls by Riley Sager, The Ruins by Scott Smith, Heads Will Roll by Josh Winning, and then tucked into the corner here is The Black Farm by Elias Withrow, I think is who the author is. And then it's hard to see, but again, the angle is not angling. This is my like mass market paperbacks by Stephen King. So like that's what's living down here on the bottom shelf because they're just not as pretty and, you know, they gotta go somewhere though. All right, moving on to the middle shelf that I have here. On the bottom here is all of my other Stephen King collection. So I do have several hardbacks. This plant is kind of in the way, but everything from The Shining, It, Pet Sematary, Misery, Cujo, Christine, Skeleton Crew, Dolores Claiborne, Different Seasons, Drawing of the Three, The Dark Half, 4 Past Midnight, The Eyes of the Dragon, and Firestarter. So this was my dad's collection and he has since given it to me. Haven't really dove into it. I've partially read Pet Sematary years ago, but I would have to restart it, so I'm not counting it. But yeah, that's my Stephen King collection there. Now, as we kind of move up this middle column, we're getting into horror that I have not read yet. And so it's sort of alphabetical, this shelf and the one above it, but we'll start down here since we're already here. I have Where They Last Saw Her by Marcy R. Rendon. Beautiful cover. I have a lot of Riley Sager. So I have Home Before Dark, Middle of the Night, The House Across the Lake, Survive the Night. So lots of Riley Sager to get into. I have 2 by Simone St. James. I have The Sundown Motel and Murder Road, A Head Full of Ghosts by Paul Tremblay, White Horse by Erica T. Worth, Return to the Black Farm, which is the second of that series, An Evil Premise by T. Marie Vandelli, and Burn the Negative by Josh Winning. So lots of good shit to get into. Now I just have to motivate myself to touch it, you know? Okay, last shelf of unread horror before we get into the unread fantasy. I have The Unseen by Anya Alborn, Haunting of Payne's Hollow by Kelly Armstrong. I did book of the month for like 2 months and then quit. The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty, Autumn Springs Retirement Home Massacre by Philip Fracassi, Red Rabbit by Alex Grecian, Below by Laurel Hightower. I just bought this because it is like very, it's West Virginia set, and I have such a soft spot in my heart for West Virginia, and I was looking for like very short horror books to kind of like get me through a slump. I have Heart-Shaped Box by Joe Hill, Bad Cree by Jessica Johns, The Only Good Indians by Stephen Graham Jones. I actually should pull this off because my friend Kelsey and I are about to start reading it, so this is going to be an upcoming read. I have This Wretched Valley by Jenny Kiefer, A Dark Breed by Patrick McNulty, Indian Burial Ground by Nick Medina and The Whisper Man. And then over here under the candles, we have a couple of Grady Hendrix books, The Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires and My Best Friend's Exorcism, and then a House of Leaves by Mark Danzlewski, I think is what it is. Terrified to read this. Maybe I should do a vlog. I don't know. I'm terrified. So that really wraps up the horror portions of the bookshelf. Again, that was like this whole side and the bottom half of this middle section. And so now in the middle section here, we're gonna get into my unread fantasy. And then the right-hand side is the fantasy that I have read. I'm kind of organized, but there's like a few random shit crumbs. You know what I mean? Shit crumbs, is that a phrase? Did I just make that up? I'm sorry. Okay, getting into my unread fantasy, there's like some familiar shit in here, but starting on the left from Blood and Ash, I just haven't ever picked it up. I'm very intimidated by a series that have that many books. Legendborn by Tracy Deonn, I'm just waiting for more books to be released in paperback so I can not have to wait. I have the Wind Witch series, I think is what it's called. This is a YA series, but I read the first one a while back, and so I would have to reread it, but I do remember liking it, so I picked those up. I have Belladonna, Foxglove, and Wisteria by Adeline Grace, Anathema by Carrie Lake, The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reed. Honestly, I bought this because the book is fucking stunning. Again, just intimidated by books that aren't finished yet, so I have Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. I haven't gotten the third book yet, and then Twisted Love and King of Wrath by Anna Wong. Probably will unhaul those. I don't foresee myself ever really being in the mood to dive into those, but who knows. And then up top we have Ruthless Creatures by J.T. Geisinger and Gothicana by Runix. Again, like I go through phases and then like I'm just not feeling them anymore, which is really fucked up and privileged of me, but alas, it is what it is. A little awkward because they're at the top there, but I do have Carissa Broadbent's Daughter of No Worlds. What is the series called again? I can't honestly remember. War of Lost Hearts trilogy. So I did buy those indie versions because I really liked those, but I'll get to those eventually. I'm really not in a fantasy mood right now. So yeah, that is my kind of left and right side. And then we're gonna get over here. So let's start with the bottom. So we're gonna start with our dark romance. I have the Edge of Darkness trilogy by Lee Rivers, as well as Psychotic Obsession, which is the prequel. I love this series. This is like probably my favorite dark romance. Not even probably, this is my favorite dark romance ever. Then we have Nocticadia by Carrie Lake. I have Little Stranger, Little Liar, also by Lee Rivers. These were on the darker side for me, like not into the vibes of these books, but the stories were good. Soul Searching by Lila Sage. This was my first Lila Sage book. I'm not gonna lie, I was not super impressed. I mean, I liked the spooky, I guess, vibes or like paranormal vibes, but I just really didn't like buy this love story. I don't know. It was fine. And then the Sinners Anonymous series. So Sinners Anonymous, Condemned, Consumed, and Atone. The first one is about one couple. The second two are about another couple. This is my favorite. And then this one is about another couple. And they're all brothers. Like the men in these relationships are brothers. I waited forever for this one and it really kind of disappointed me. I don't know. Hopefully the next one that finishes up this couple story will be better, but yeah, I don't know. They didn't have chemistry the way that the ones in these three did. So they're really good series though. It's a mafia dark romance. So I really recommend it. Okay, moving up to the next shelf. The Compound just doesn't have a home. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck was this book? So how am I supposed to figure out where you live and where you belong when I don't even know what the fuck you were? Like, this was a mind fuck. And I think I hated it, but like, I also enjoyed it. I don't know. I think I hated it though. Tucked next to that, I have Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. That was kind of like there was a moment where I was into cozy fantasy. I'm not so much anymore, but I do have a couple. I have that one, and then I have Tusks, Tales, and Tea Cakes over here by T.L. Stone. That one was a gift from the author, which was really cool. Kristen Cicerelli. I have Heartless Hunter and Rebel Witch. I have Bull Moon Rising by Ruby Dixon. I really liked that. I fuck with a Minotaur. Silver Elite by Danny Francis, which I also enjoyed. I know that's not really fantasy. It's more like dystopian romance. I don't know. Quicksilver, loved it. Blood of Hercules, I also need to get, there's so many unfinished series up here. Blood of Hercules I need to get into. The Fever series, these are the first three. She has the other ones getting recolored and recovered as well. I have Keely Smith, Kiss of the Basilisk, Blood over Brighthaven. Oh my god, I fucking loved that book. And then tucked behind the mushroom here is the Wilderwood duology by Hannah Witten. Didn't love. I was kind of just confused in the first book, so I haven't read the second one yet, but I haven't like totally DNF'd it, if that makes sense. Okay, we're getting close to being done. I have a shelf dedicated to Danielle L. Jensen just for, you know, aesthetic. She took up a lot of space. I have her Bridge Kingdom series. I'm very excited I haven't read the last one because I wanted to wait till the next book of this couple was out. So I've been waiting on that. I have read her Norse mythology one. What is this called again? Saga of the Unfated. This was okay. Like, I liked the characters, but I also just like sort of, I don't know, maybe it was just the second book I didn't love. I don't know, it was fine. And then the next shelf up, I'll just like give you a glance real quick. It is my Rachel Gillig shelf. So I have the Shepherd King duology as well as The Knight and the Moth. I just love me some Rachel Gillig. Nothing can compare to her. Like, I've tried to start other books that people say are similar. No, they're not. They're just not. And then real awkward here, like peeking. This is just kind of a cluster. So like The Hobbit, some poetry, and The Awakening by Kate Chopin, which is like a classic, one of my favorites. That's it. That's my bookshelf tour. I'm very proud of the library that I've started to accumulate. I know there are, you know, in just like reviewing these books with you, there are definitely a handful that I will probably be unhauling. So maybe I'll do like a short like unhaul video. Anyways, if you're still here, thank you so much. Appreciate it. This was a ton of fun. I love yapping about books, and I love yapping about things I'm passionate about, and I love watching other people do that too. So I'm just trying to lean into that. So thank you for being here. Appreciate you. Don't forget to like and subscribe and leave me a comment below letting me know how you organize your books because there's too many motherfucking genres. Okay, love you, bye.